Ever since I was born, I've been trained to serve you.
Good morning, Your Highness.
Good morning, Your Highness.
Good morning, Your Highness.
Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as unto the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the Savior of the body. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church, and gave himself for it, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word, that he might present it to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that it should be holy and without blemish. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loveth himself. For no man ever yet hated his own flesh, but nourisheth and cherisheth it, even as the Lord the church. For we are members of his body, of his flesh, and of his bones. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall be joined unto his wife, and they two shall be one flesh. This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church. Nevertheless, let every one of you in particular so love his wife, even as himself, and the wife see that she reverence her husband.
Ever since I was born, I've been trained to serve you.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
Call Lord Yahweh Shai.
Ever since I was born, I've been trained to serve you.
Good morning, Your Highness.
Good morning, Your Highness.
Good morning, Your Highness.
Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as unto the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the Savior of the body. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church, and gave himself for it, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word, that he might present it to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that it should be holy and without blemish. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loveth himself. For no man ever yet hated his own flesh, but nourisheth and cherisheth it, even as the Lord the church. For we are members of his body, of his flesh, and of his bones. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall be joined unto his wife, and they two shall be one flesh. This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church. Nevertheless, let every one of you in particular so love his wife, even as himself, and the wife see that she reverence her husband.
Ever since I was born, I've been trained to serve you.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
Shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom. All right. Another beautiful day to get this knowledge. All right. Okay. I want to give the glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Haracha'a Kodash. Shalom, wa barakim, la bachayarim, Akim, Agwakim, Wabayim, Shah Yashar Allah, Washanya, Kawaba, Godwala, Rakab, Zakwan Yamnawa, Ba'aif. All praises to the Most High, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Spirit Holy. Peace and blessings to the elect, brothers, sisters, and children of Israel, and double honor. Great millstone, our elders in these times. This the brother Zion coming at you with another lesson. Feed the lambs through the Holy Spirit. Haracha'a Kodash. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and to the point. Okay? And in this lesson, we are going to get into Revelation 13. All right? Okay, Lord willing, we can get into it. Okay? Lord willing, we can get into it. Now, I got Revelation chapter 13 and verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the names of blasphemy. Okay? The names of blasphemy. All right? And this is representing, okay, a wicked kingdom right here. Okay? All right, which the leading countries in modern day society follow. All right, this history goes back to ancient Rome, man. Okay, and it says right here, having 7 heads. Okay, and those 7 heads represents the 7 great countries that came out of Europe, the 7 kingdoms, if you will. All right, you got Rome, you got Greece, you got Spain, France. All right, you got Germania Major and Minor, and you got Great Britain. All right, and 10 horns. Okay, and those 10 horns represents the 10 nations out of the EU. Okay, the EU, all right, is the European Union, man. Okay. The EU is the European Union. All right. Hold on 1 second. Right. All right. So it says, and it has 10 horns, right? So the 10 horns represents, okay, the 10 nations out of the EU. And the EU is the European Union. All right, and it was established in March 1958, and it was formerly known as the European Economic Community. All right, okay, and all of that goes back to Belgium, Luxembourg, Denmark. All right, the Netherlands. All right, you got the UK, you got Ireland, Portugal, Spain, France. You know, it's like 30 countries. All right, and Elder Apostle Gabar said that we can just call it the common markets. You understand? Okay, and that's why all this war and all this bullshit is going on as well. Okay, over there in Eastern Europe and all of that, because NATO is trying to expand eastward towards the Russian border. And you know what I'm saying? For those who know what NATO is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It was established August 4th, 1949. All right, and then Revelation 17, that's referred to as the beast as well. Okay, so it says upon his horns is held 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. Okay, so we got let's see what we. All right, let's go back. All right, we still live. All right, so we got Revelation chapter 13 and verse 2. Okay. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. Okay, let's deal with this right here. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. All right, and that leopard represents the beginning of the so-called white man going into rulership under Alexander the Creep, or that's what we call him. We call him Alexander the Creep. but really it's Alexander the Greek. You understand? All right, and we can prove that leopard and Daniel. Okay, we can really prove that. We got Daniel chapter 7 and verse 6. Daniel 7 and 6. And after this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl, and the beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. Okay? And you know what I'm saying? That actually represents the Greek Empire, which is the so-called white man when he got into power under Alexander the Great. All right? That's that leopard. You understand? And Alexander the Great, he had 4 generals. Okay? All right? Which was referred to as the Diadochi, man. All right, so you got the Diadochi, which is the 4 generals under Alexander the Great. All right, the Diadochi. All right, you can even go over here. The Diadochi fought over and carved up Alexander's empire into several kingdoms after his death. Okay, a legacy which reigned. Okay, a legacy which reigned on a continued the influence of the ancient Greek culture abroad for over 300 or more years. All right, and this map depicts the kingdoms of the Diadochi. All right, and there was a lot of wars in this Diadochi. All right, so you got Ptolemy, you got Cassander, you got Lysimachus, and you got Seleucus, man. All right, and the Diadochi. All right, and these are the lands over here that they split up, okay, from Alexander the Great. All right, and we got this is just basic information, all right, about Alexander the Great. All right, it's just basic information. I read a little bit of it. We got Alexander the Third of Macedon, right, a Greek, right. Okay, commonly known as Alexander the Great, was a king of the ancient Greek kingdom of Macedon. At the age of 20, he succeeded his father Philip of Macedon to the throne upon the latter's assassination at the wedding of Cleopatra of Macedon on October 336 BC. See, basically, this guy Alexander, okay, once he passed away, he had to separate the kingdom, okay, and the Diadochi, which in the Greek, okay, the Greek is Diadochus from the Greek, or Diadosh, or the Diadochoi, which means successor, from the root word Diadochoi, right? Okay, so he said that I will divide my land to the strongest. Okay, so they started fighting over the land. Okay, and you had a lot of these wars, like you had a lot of the which is the Diadochi Wars. All right, and it was many wars of the Diadochi. I believe it was like 8 of them. All right, and you had a lot of Diadochi Wars, and they was fighting over this land. Okay, and Aristotle was the one who actually schooled and tutored Alexander right here, and it said, and that proves it right here. Until the age of 16, Alexander was tutored by Aristotle. You see, and Aristotle also showed him who he was in the scriptures as well, as far as the Hebrew prophets. Okay, and they showed Alexander the Great who he was in the Bible. And Alexander the Great is in fact that leopard, man. Okay. All right. Alexander the Great is in fact that leopard. All right, so we got Daniel 7:6. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl, and the beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given into it, right? Which actually represents the Greek Empire, which is also the so-called white man going into power under Alexander the Great, just like how we just read in those 2 articles. Okay. All right. And that devil, Alexander the Great, had 4 generals. All right. You got Lysimachus, you got Cassander, Ptolemy, and you got Seleucus, man. All right. And the Edomite civilization started with the Greek Empire. You understand? All right. Okay. And around this time, this was when the wickedness started to increase on the earth. Okay. Which upon it of the back of it had 4 wings of a fowl. The beast also 4 heads, right? Okay, so it had 4 heads. And then what? And dominion was given into it. Okay, so that represents the Greek Empire. When Alexander the Great, when he passed, he divided the kingdom amongst his 4 generals. You know what I'm saying? Which is Ptolemy, Seleucus, Lysimachus, and Cassander, man. Okay, and that began the start of the Edomite society. Okay. All right, so let's go to First Maccabees and prove that so we got Maccabees, we got First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 1. And it happened, okay, after Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, so this is Alexander the Great, who came out of the land of Shechem, and Shechem is in Cyprus, had smitten Darius the king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece. You see? So this is the beginning of the so-called white people, okay, ruling. And this was when wickedness started to increase on the earth. Verse 2, and made many wars and many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth. Okay, wickedness increased from this point, man. Okay, from Alexander the Great. Okay, from Alexander the Great, man. All right, and we can go into wickedness increasing. Right, this is one. It say with Alexander the Great, it's hard to say due to lack of information, which is caused by bad record keeping in those days, combined with the fact that the West considers him a hero. However, estimates go from anywhere between 100,000 to several millions a realistic number is hard to determine, but I'll say 300 to 400,000 is more likely accurate, which I know that that's way more because he conquered the whole earth at one point in time. So as for Genghis Khan, his horde has killed 10,150,000 people. All right, and that's just in the Khwarizmid Empire alone, reducing the former empire's population by 90%. Meanwhile, the population of China plummeted by 40 million during his rule. If we exclude deaths he can't be held accountable for, then we'll end up about 27 million. So it's a lot of people dying, man. All right, in the hands of heathens. But this is when wickedness started to increase, man. Okay, wickedness definitely increased in this time. All right. So let's go back to Revelation 13 and 2. Okay. Let's go back. Oh yeah, Shalom, 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 Mat, Shalom, Mat. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem HaKadosh. Shalom to all you brothers and sisters that's tuning in. Shalom. A strong Shalom. Alright. So we got Revelation chapter 13 and verse 2. Revelation 13 and verse 2. Okay. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, right? That's Alexander the Great. And his feet, okay? Keyword, feet. And his feet were like, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. Okay? Right. The feet like the feet of a bear. See, the feet represents, okay, the end of a society. All right? But it says it has the feet, and his feet were like as the feet of a bear. Okay, the bear represents the modern day Russians or the Medes. All right, and once again, the feet represents the end of a society. See, the beginning of the society is with this leopard of the Edomite society. Was with the leopard, and the leopard is what? Alexander the damn Great, man. Okay, and that's also spoke about in Daniel 7. All right. And the end of the society represents Russia. Okay? So Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is going to use Russia, okay, to bring down the Edomite society. All right? And that is what the Lord is going to do. He's going to use Russia to bring down the entire Edomite rulership. And Edomite, and look, Russians are Edomites as well. Okay? That's why the scriptures say in the book of Ezekiel, I will be sanctified in thee, O God, man. All right? So the Most High is going to use Russia to bring down their own rulership, okay? And Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to raise up the Medes, all right, which is the Russians, which is that bear, all right? He is going to raise up that bear, man, all right? Okay? And that bear is going to continue to flex them nukes. They are going to continue to wear out Ukraine, man. All right? And they going to flex their muscle across the earth, man. All right? And it says right here, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. Okay, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion, right? The lion's mouth is where the power is at. So the scriptures mention that, but also the mouth of a lion represents the UK, Great Britain, man. Okay? And Great Britain like to showcase themselves as being a monarchy. Okay? And that's why, you know what I'm saying, if you ever paid attention, when we was ruling during the medieval times, which is the Dark Ages, you can go back to like the coats of arms or whatever, and they had lions on their coats of arms, man, like back in the day, man. Okay? And let's see some coats of arms. See, the coats of arms that they wear, and then what we wore, they had a lion on it, man. And you can see his lions all on it, man. Lord willing, if this load up, there we go. You see? You know? And these was on the coats of arms, man. You know? You see the lion and everything? Judah. And we wore that during the medieval times, man. During the Dark Ages. You know what I'm saying? When you go back to the coats of arms, and I believe that they still wear this today. The lion. You see? All right. And the so-called royal family, that's not even a real royal family, man. All right. And one thing about the queen is that the queen don't hold any, they don't deal with any political affairs dealing with Great Britain and Europe. They don't deal with that. She is more so like a figurehead, man. Okay? You know? They're not even the real royal family. You know, look at this devil, man. Not even the real queen. This is like a figurehead. You know what I'm saying? She don't deal with any political affairs. Dealing with Europe or anything. That's why they got a prime minister. All right. And that's why they got a senate. All right. She is just a figurehead. But that lion goes back to royalty because a lion is royalty in the jungle, man. All right. Or in this society, being monarch or royalty. All right. And I believe the passports as well got a lion on it. The British passports, they got a lion on it. See that lion? You can't make this up, man. They got a lion on it right there. You can't make it up. All right. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority, right? Okay. The dragon. All right. It says, and the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. Okay. And that dragon goes back to ancient Rome, which has been revitalized or, reincarnated back into NATO and the EU and America, man. Which is, so-called Western society. You understand? Okay? And going back to NATO, which is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. All right. NATO and the EU took on the same customs of ancient Rome by having a Senate, a government, and not being set up as monarch. You understand? Okay? Basically having a global dominant system put in place. Okay? Just like what the Roman Empire tried to do. Enforce their laws, ways, customs on the earth. And that dragon also represents the harsh draconian laws and measures. All right? That is going on in Western society and across the world, even on today. All right? We got Psalms chapter 94 and verse 20. Shall the throne of the iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? You understand? So that's what Esau do, man. They frame mischief by laws, by unrighteous decrees, man. All right. So we got Revelation chapter 13 and verse 4. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? Right. And when you look at these other nations and these other countries around the world, they are either two things. They either a Democrat or a Republican state. It don't matter if it's countries in Africa. It don't matter if you in Asia, the Middle East. It don't matter. All right. They will identify as a Democrat or a Republican region, which goes back to NATO and the EU once again, and the dominance over the other nations, man. Okay. When the dominance was given to him. You see? Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? Exactly. Who can make war with him? Okay? In 1945. Right here. Who can make war with him? 1945, man. The atomic bombings in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. All right, Nagasaki. All right. This right here changed the game, y'all. This right here changed the game. All right. This changed the game. This World War II. All right, in 1945. All right. So who can make war with America? Who can make war with him? All right. When Esau, all right, dropped them bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, man, wiping out whole generation of people. But that really set the stage for the Western forces to rise up to the battle and instill fear into these other nations, man. Okay? That's when you had all these countries joining the United Nations. All right? And NATO was formed to go against Russia from the get-go. All right, that's something you do need to understand. See, all this is on the there is nothing new under the sun, man. You understand? All right. And you see these nations been giving in, man, throughout the years, man. Giving in to NATO. All right. But who can make war? All right. Who can make war with the United States, man? Babylon, man. All right. The revised Roman Empire, man. The dragon. You understand? Okay. This is a survivor, a Hiroshima. No, yeah. This is a survivor. This what that did, man. You know? Wickedness increasing, man. That's somebody's face. See, World War II was a bloodbath, man. You see? And there's more kids dying than anything. Yeah, just let that sink on in your spirit. And World War III gonna be worse than this. You understand? World War III gonna be worse than this, man. Bodies just laying out on the ground, man. You see? It's gonna get ugly. And Lord willing, we can get into the Hiroshima. Lord willing. Man, this place is through, man. His head is over here. Man. But the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki changed the game. All right? It really changed the game. Let's look at some World War II casualties. All right. World War II casualties. Let's see how many people died. World War II was the deadliest military conflict in history. An estimated total 70 to 85 million people perished, or about 3% of 2.3 billion established people in the earth in 1940. That's a lot of fucking people. 3% of the world's population died in World War II, and it's gonna be 3 times as much as that. It's gonna be about 100 times more that's gonna die. Deaths directly caused by the war, including military and civilian fatalities, are estimated 50 to 56 million. All right. And additional estimated 19 to 28 million deaths from war related disease and famine, right? There's a famine coming up, man, with these rolling blackouts. All right. So this is how you know that World War III is evident. All right. And a lot more people gonna die from the famine. Civilian deaths totaled 50 to 55 million. Military deaths from all causes totaled 21 to 25 million, including deaths in captivity, about 5 million prisoners of war. You can go on, it's just millions of people dying, man. So as you can see, wickedness increase on the earth. So who is gonna make war with him? All right, who is gonna make war with him? Who is gonna make war, man? All right, who is gonna make war with America? All right, so we got Daniel. Chapter 7. And verse 23. Daniel 7 and 23. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. Exactly. And that fourth beast, all right, represents the Roman Empire. All right, and when you read up, and you know what I'm saying, in Daniel 7, all right, you're going to see that there's talking about 3 other kingdoms as well. But that fourth kingdom right here represents the Roman Empire, okay? And what made it diverse, which shall be diverse from all the other kingdoms, right? And what made it diverse is because they was ruled by a senate and not by a monarch. All right. They was ruled by a senate. They had a government, just like how you got now. All right. There's nothing new under the sun, right? All right. First Maccabees chapter 8 and verse 1. Now Judas had heard of the fame of the Romans, right? That they were mighty and valiant men, and such as would lovingly accept all that joined themselves unto them, and make a league of amity with all that came unto them. Okay, so when they made this pact with the Israelites and with the Maccabees, we don't know whether it's Esau or Japheth. All right, the elder apostle Tahar can tell you that. We just don't know. All right, the Roman Empire was started with Japheth, so it will have to be Japheth. You understand? So we're gonna Lord willing, the Most High will get an elder apostles or, you know what I'm saying, some brothers or myself, the revelation, and we can bring it to the forefront, Lord willing. All right. But verse 15, moreover, how they had made for themselves a senate house. You see, they made for themselves a senate house. You see, wherein 320 men sat in council daily, consulting always for the people, to the end they might be well ordered. You understand? So as you can see, they have laws, bylaws, just like what you see today with the Senate House. NATO and the EU took on and adopted the same customs of ancient Rome on to the present day. Because don't America have a Senate House? The whole Western society? Right. And don't the whole world go by, you know what I'm saying, the wicked wine of Babylon? Exactly. Everybody got a damn Senate House now, man. All right. So let's go back to Revelation chapter 13 and verse 5. Revelation 13 and 5. And there was given unto him a mouth, okay, speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. Verse 6. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Most High, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, and to them that dwell in heaven. See, you know what I'm saying? The problem with Esau is that Esau is trying to merge technology with humans. He called it transhumanism. And that is when the chip is going to come in, which is the RFID microchip, man. Okay? And this devil think he is the Most High. That's why he do the things that he do with his little semantics, man. Okay? So he's trying to blaspheme the name of the Most High, his name and his tabernacle. So let's see who the tabernacle is. Let's go to the tabernacle. Revelation 21 and verse 3. It reads, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is who? With men. Right, the 144,000, the elect. And he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them and be their power. You understand? So the Most High's tabernacle is with men. So these devils is trying to go against Yahweh Shai, really ultimately the Prince of Princes, all right, which is Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? In verse 7, and it was given to them to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds, tongues, and nations, right? And this was when this was when Christopher killing Columbus came over here, man. All right, to Arcerid, all right, which is known to the tribe of Gad, which is my tribe, man. All right, pursuing all the way down to the transatlantic slave trade, man. All right, Christopher killing Columbus, man, made war with the saints. He shedded our blood, man. He even took some of the Taino Indians, which is Ephraim, back to Europe to serve in captivity. So at this point, Israel was oppressed together, man. Was in slavery together, man, fulfilling prophecy. All right? Okay? Where they deceived us, man. And they started putting us to death. Okay? But they got to pay for that, though. You understand? All right? Verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of the life of the Lamb, right? And don't they worship this devil? Don't they worship him, man? Okay, he even depicted himself as Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, and that's why it says First Maccabees. We can go back to that, but where it said they lay open book of the law, man. First Maccabees 3 and 48, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images. All right, the iconoclasmic era, man, where they whitewashed everything and they made everybody so-called white. You know, they have covered the faces of the judges thereof, man, to where people worship this devil, man. They, you know what I'm saying? They worship this demon. All right, whose names are not written in the book of the life of the Lamb, right? Because they're heathens. All right, they are made on the dishonor, so they are not written in the book of the Lamb. Slain from the foundation of the world. Verse 9. If any man have an ear, let them hear. Right? You got 2 ears. You can understand what's going on. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Right? That is the reparation for them going through the same things that we went through. How in the hell is you worried about some money that's, you know what I'm saying, that's not even money, you know what I'm saying, that's not even considered as money? You understand? That ain't no money. That ain't considered as no money. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Right. Go. Bye. See you later. Do what we did. Because one thing about Jake took them curses on the chin. We can say a lot about Jake. We can talk a lot of shit. We do. About Jake this, Jake don't do that, Jake don't do this, Jake need to be doing X, Y, and Z. But on the most part, I can't say about Jake is that Jake took them curses on the motherfucking chin because we God's chosen people, man. We took them curses on the chin. Esau lose $1 million, he gonna jump out of a building. Jake lose $1 million, he gonna motherfucking take a nap, smoke a blunt, get some drink, and he gonna figure out, you know what I'm saying, a new hustle. That's what Jake do. And Jake been rolling with the punches with these curses. And one thing about Esau is everything is too much to bear for this devil. So he can't live a day in Jake's shoes. The normal Jake. He can't live a day in Jake's shoes, man. Okay? That goes back to Lazarus and the rich man. That goes back to the garden. That goes back to them being the cursed seed, man. You know? Where there will be a fugitive. They will have enmity. All right? Amongst all nations, not just Israel. But these devils got to go into captivity, man. All right? He that killeth with the sword, right? And what's their blessing? The sword. And now the sword is the modern day gun. Must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints, right? Here's the patience, right? And man, we've been rolling with them punches, man. We've been having the long suffering, man. All right? We have been long suffering, man. You understand? Okay? And we're patiently waiting for our Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, to come back with vengeance on our enemies, man. All right? And we got verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Right. All right. And those 2 horns represents bipartisanship, the 2 political parties in America. Right. You got the Democratic Party and you got the Republican Party going back to ancient Rome. All right. And back then they had the partisans and they had the plebeians, man, which is in America now, Democrat and Republican, okay? But America is in fact Rome reincarnated, and that's why you got bipartisanism in these Western nations, all right? So let's go to verse 12. And he exerciseth all power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And they deadly wound was healed when they came back into power with the rebirth, man, of white supremacy. Okay, the Renaissance era. Okay. Verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Okay, and that was when they dropped them bombs on Hiroshima, man. Okay, that was a great wonder, man, because the world haven't seen them drop a bomb like that, wiping out a whole fucking generation of people, man. Okay, when they drop Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Verse 14, and deceiveth them with that dwell on the earth by the means of those which miracles which had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, and they should make an image to the beast which had wound by a sword and did live. Exactly. And all that goes back to Esau's technology, whether it be for the military or medical aspect of things. Okay? And the so-called white man technology is witchcraft when you really think about it. You know, how they be sowing knowledge and wisdom on the left-hand side, man, with the CERN and all that other mess that they try to create. Okay? All right? And these nations, all right, which is ultimately the world, you know, they're going to be deceived by these devils. They're going to be deceived by these miracles, man. All right. And once again, the miracle is that technology, man. All right. They're going to use it as, you know, with the chip. This going to be a a miracle, a medical breakthrough. You can do this and that and blah, blah, blah. All right. They're going to make that a miracle, a medical breakthrough. You see? Verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right. And that image is joining the whole New World Order, man. And that's the ultimate end goal or agenda of these elites, man, of this current society. All right, and even the societies before, man, because this has been playing. All right, take that chip. That's what they gonna tell you. You better not. You can't repent of taking that chip. You can't repent. All right, that's the final exam, man. That's the hour of temptation. Are you gonna choose this society, or you gonna choose Yahweh Shema Shai? That's why the Lord said, be not conformed to this world. When you get into conform means obey. But the Most High said, be not conformed, meaning don't obey to this society, man. That you obey Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay? And you know what I'm saying? You have a lot of people that's gonna take that mark, which is that chip, that charagma, all right, which means a cutting of the flesh, a imprinted mark, which is the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast or the MOTB. A lot of people gonna take it, man. All right, and that's gonna basically make you a part of this system, or basically make you a part of the New World Order, man. All right. So we got Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that no man might buy or sell. Right. So if you buy it or sell it, that don't mean that only the people with businesses, you know what I'm saying, can have. No. When you buy or sell, you are selling your labor. When you work a job, so you ain't gonna be able to work without it. Your so-called check is gonna be on that thing, man. Save he that have the mark on the name of the beast or the number of his name, and we know that you cannot repent when you take that mark, man. All right. Revelation 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, it don't matter whether it's in your butt cheek, it don't matter. If you got it, you got it, man. So if you got that mark, right? All right. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into a cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb Yahweh Shai. Okay. So if you take that, you're gonna be missile food, man. All right. You're going to be missile food. If any man worship the beast is NATO and the EU, and the image is the revised Roman Empire. All right. So if you take that chip, you're done. So Lord willing, this lesson has been edifying and to the point. All right. Lord willing, this lesson has been edifying and to the point. I want to give the glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Haracha'a Kodash, for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Shalom, wa barakim, labachayim, akim, agwatim, wabayim, shah yasharala, washayim, kawabad, gatwala, rakab, zakwaniam nawa, ba'ai. All praises to the Most High, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Spirit Holy. Peace and blessings to the elect, brothers, sisters, and children of Israel, and double honor. Great millstone, our elders in these times. Hakwam Shah Yashar Allah, Hakwam Shah Yashar Allah, Hakwam Shah Yashar Allah, Yahweh, Shema Yashar Allah, Yahweh, Alahaya Nawa, Yahweh, Ahad, Shema Yashar Allah, Yahweh, Alahaya Nawa, Yahweh, Ahad, Shema Yashar Allah, Yahweh, Alahaya Nawa, Yahweh, Ahad. Baba Kusha, Baba Kusha, Baba Kusha. Barak call Akim, Rapah call Akim, Kazak call Akim, Shah Mashpachaya, Shamar Mashpachaya, Akim Magwatim, Wabayim, Shah Yashar Allah, Batach Aiwad, Baba Kusha, Baba Kusha, Baba Kusha, Shalach, Magapayim, Adawamim, Waha Washai Wa, Abba Baba, Abba Baba, Abba Baba. DTA soon, Abba Baba. We on the next one. Abarakazah.
Out of all of these millions and billions of Israelites, we were entrusted with this gospel. Anybody else could have been brought into this truth, but the Lord brought us into it. This is a great honor. You should not be taken lightly. This is the greatest invitation to the greatest event ever. You have people out there that covet to be invited to a feast or a gathering of the so-called royals, you know, or a so-called feast that everybody wants to go to, you know, a gathering of so-called the minds of the world, you know, people covet to that. But this is the greatest invitation ever, to the greatest gathering and the greatest event that ever took place on the planet Earth. And the Lord gave it to us. And the way we show our appreciation is by doing the videos, doing the work. However much the Lord gave each one of us, that's showing gratitude.
Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you, that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you. These things I command you, that ye love one another. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me.
And the gospel of Yahushua, the things Yahushua told us, the gems that Yahushua gave us, the knowledge. So the kingdom, we got the kingdom 2,000 years ago. The 12 disciples kept asking Yahweh Shai, when shall the kingdom reign? And they already had the kingdom. It was there with them. They had it inside of them, in their head, in their spirit. This truth is the kingdom itself. So we already got it. The kingdom of the Most High is within you. So you brothers, the ones of y'all, you sincere brothers, y'all heard what the scripture said. The kingdom of the Most High is within you. So we already got the kingdom. So the kingdom that was given to us back in Matthew 10 and 5, when Yahweh Shai came. The knowledge, this truth. That's why this knowledge is nothing to play with. Here it is, the Lord then blessed you with the kingdom already. It's within you.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai.